Hello and welcome to Education World. I'm Reshma. We have with us Mr. Harish Sanduja. Harish is the Director of Schools and Head of IT at the Jaipuria Group of Educational Institutions with over 2 decades of experience in school education. He served as the principal and director of various schools in India and abroad. He's been associated with the CBSE curriculum development committees, including those that are involved in design thinking. He's also served as a trainer for CBSE and CISCE. At the Jaipuria Group, Harish leads technology and AI driven initiatives that are focused on literacy enhancement and personalized learning. He's been recognized by the Governor of Odisha in 2018 for his leadership at the Sahodaya Schools Complex in Bhubaneswar, and he was also felicitated at the Gulf Sahodaya Conference for his contributions to school education. Welcome, Harish.
Thank you. Thank you, Rachel.
So, let's start off by asking you first about the union budget. One of the announcements that was made was that, rupees 500 crore will be allocated for setting up artificial intelligence centers of excellence in education across the country. So, what is your perspective on this?
I think that's a very good move by the government of India to set up the artificial intelligence centers across the country because now what has happened is that the exposure to AI has grown by leaps and bounds. And
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, children should be taught how to make certain softwares, even if they themselves are not coders.
Okay.
So that process can be done with the help of AI in due course. And in fact, at grade 9, 10, 11, and 12 level, children have started using AI to code certain things, apart from personalized learning and all those things. So I think these all initiatives by the government of India is going to act as a catalyst into children developing into better citizens for making sure that this particular initiative gives them more clarity into the usage of technology and AI.
And so, we are looking at introduction of AI to school children. So, can you
Yes.
tell us two specific initiatives, say, schools can undertake to ensure that it is introduced very safely to school children?
Oh yes, that because see, yesterday only, finally, government of UK has banned social media.
Okay.
Uh, for the because the British Prime Minister yesterday night has announced, as per India, it was yesterday night, that they don't want social media for the children below 16 years of age.
Okay.
So technology has its own disadvantages at times, and for very young children, one has to be very careful how the technology is introduced, because there are children who get an access to AI and they start outsourcing their thinking process through this AI. So supposing I have given a homework to a child, then if that child just takes or has an access to a phone of their parent, which has an AI tool in it, they can just take a photograph of that homework, upload it onto the AI chatbot, and then get a solution of it.
Mm.
So many a times children don't even read what the homework was. What they do is they just download the solution and then copy the solution without even thinking what they are doing. So that's a pretty dangerous thing to do, because you are outsourcing your thinking and you're not using your brain at all. And it is essential for the community and the society to understand that brain is more like a brawn, like it's more like a muscle. And the more you use your muscles, the stronger the muscles become. Similarly, the more you use your brain, the more connections between the neurons happen. And hence, what is beneficial for the children is to use and grapple with the problems themselves rather than outsourcing it to an AI source. So that's the one biggest learning that I would like the children to have, as well as the community and the parents to have. The other thing which is something that I would like to teach the children of grade 6, 7, 8, and in fact 9, 10, 11, it's a must thing that they should learn. Children should learn about the biases that the AI has.
Okay.
Because sometimes children think that AI is all omnipotent and
Mhm.
very neutral and all those things. And it's nothing like that. AI can make mistakes and AI has its own biases. So children should be taught about that.
Okay, okay. I think one very important point that you made was about banning social media for those below 16. Similar discussions happened even in Karnataka a couple of
Mm,
months ago. So what is your take on it? Do you think an entire ban is a good idea to have?
I think so, yes. I
Okay.
personally believe that banning social media for children under 16 is a good idea. In case we become addicted to social media, then we come into a rat race. And for a small child to understand that likes and all those things, which they sometimes go into a negative spiral for a child, and they
Mm.
don't know how to handle that emotionally because they're not mature enough. And that
Yes.
is essentially true because if they are not able to handle that, then why are we exposing them to it? So if I'm not letting a child get married up till 18 or 21 or so, then how can I let a child make this error when he or she is not mature enough emotionally to handle the social media and its prejudices and its outcomes before that age?
Now, another issue that is happening globally is the uncertainties related to visa issues in Canada or USA for that matter. So, this being the situation, how do you think students who are aspiring to study, especially higher education abroad, prepare themselves?
Yeah, I know. Because what had happened last year, I think Canada has been reducing by 10% the visas that it grants to the children.
Mm,
So I think the Indian students, I think the total number of visas that they had opted for this year was close to 4.5 lakhs, which was 10% lower than what was earlier permitted. So, some countries are definitely trying to limit the intake of foreign students, but it is not necessary that all countries are doing it. So, like I know that certain European countries are still open. Australia is open. New Zealand is open, and Southeast Asian countries are very much open, and they have very good academic structures. So, if a child has to go and learn outside, and if you think that you are going to particular course which is aligned to your skills and your planning for your future, then obviously I would strongly advise that children should pick up a course over a college. Course is more important than a college because that is something, if something you're clear with and you want to learn that only, then pick up a course over a college and pick up a college in a country which is welcoming and safer for
okay.
you. That is better because I think Germany, Australia, these are good destinations.
Although it has been said that the US and Iran war has come to an end, Uh,
Hmm.
there is still a lot of uncertainty surrounding this. But with this at the background, a couple of weeks ago, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had said that schools have to prepare for hybrid education again. So, given the uncertainties, not necessarily because of this war, do you think hybrid education can replace personalized learning in dire situations?
Um, for senior classes, yes. Junior classes, a big no.
Okay.
Because in when there was pandemic during COVID time, I had done a lot of data research, and I could see that online structures were good for children beyond sixth grade, but
Okay.
especially children in grade 1, 2, and 3, and especially those who were in the literacy stages of learning, where literacy becomes extremely critical, where they were learning how to read, how to write, how to express themselves. So that is the point when the children are testing the language and imbibing the language. Now, language imbibing process does not happen that well through a screen.
Okay.
It needs physical interaction with people. So, when we did this research, so the children whom we were doing grade 1 and 2, when they joined back into the school, there was a serious dip in their performances.
Learning loss.
Yeah, this learning loss was not very evident over the online platform assessments.
Okay,
Online
okay,
platform assessments somehow were kind of faking the students' performance. But when the physical assessment started happening, that time in the class tests and all, the students started showing a serious step. Now, this was a big learning for us at that time, and it happened across the board up till grade three and four. Means grade one children joining back in two children joining back in three children joining back in four. There was an evidence that we could see. So I am slightly wary about it. I am
okay.
all okay with the grade six and above. Yes, there are things that will not get impacted much, but below that, for younger children, I think we have to be very careful.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. So we're also at the start of the new academic year right now. So can you tell us two new initiatives that you've taken to welcome students?
So there are multiple new initiatives that we were taking for the children. One of them is that we were trying to look at the personalized learning with the help of certain portals for the senior children, how we could kind of make it better for them, and how the personalized learnings can be done using AI things and all. So that was one. The other was the literacy skills for the younger children. Grade 1 to 5, we started tracking their speeds of reading. In fact, we had done it from last 2 years, but this year we've changed the methodology to a certain extent
Okay,
by looking at what were the outcomes from last 2 years. So
okay,
almost 3,000 plus children were tested on the speed of their readings. So we realized that a grade one child who is 6 years of age is able to read somewhere around 70 to 90 words per minute.
okay,
Remember these mathematical terms that we're using. Similarly, grade 2 child was able to read close to around 120 to 125 words per minute. Grade 3 child was reading 150 words per minute.
okay.
4 was close to 160, and then 5 was around 180. And then 6 was 180 to 190 only. So it was like it was a curve going this, and then it was just
Stagnating.
becoming a plateau. So the rise of the reading speed happens in the lower classes, that is grade
Okay,
1, 2, 3. And speed of reading, we realized, is a very critical speed because if you read slow, any sentence that you read slow, the brain somehow starts erasing the first part of the sentence. So by the time you reach to the end of the sentence would not make sense because you would have forgotten and for a young child, this happens very often.
okay.
And the worst part that happens is that the child does not know that the process of reading a sentence is for understanding. The child thinks that the process of reading is complete in itself. I have read it, so I need to move forward. And therefore, I will read another thing and I will read another thing, and my job is done. Mama will let me go and play then. So that is what a small child thinks.
Yes.
So a child does not know that reading is for understanding. So what happens very simple is that if a child is reading slow, child is not understanding what child is supposed to understand. Hence, measuring the speed of reading becomes extremely critical.
Okay.
So, we were able to identify children who were having learning issues by just checking the speed of readings. And then we were also able to identify that from grade 3, they peak up by to around 150 words per minute in grade 3. And Government of India also says that up till grade 3, children learn to read. And after grade 3, they read to learn. It just reverses. Learn to read and read to learn. So it is extremely important that we pay attention to the first 3 years, grade 1 to 3. And for taking paying attention to that is two levels. One is speed of reading, and this year we started speed of comprehension also. That is called Lexile. So,
Okay.
how does a child comprehend what has been read? So, we ask questions on the paragraphs that the children have read so that they can then uh, be known, means we can know whether the child has actually understood what the child has read.
Okay, that seems very interesting. So, if you can quickly tell me whether it's reading or comprehension, suppose you find that a child is not up to the mark, let's say age appropriate. So, how do you bring the child up to pace?
So for that, what we do is we have identified people who are a core team, which is led by a literacy coach. So
Okay.
what the literacy coach does is that they map certain books in the library as per the interests of the children and try to give them those books for reading, because the solution of poor reading is reading itself. Means you need to give them more reading, and
Mm.
especially children tend to learn to read after reading only and of their interest. Like, I did not have this idea that the books about dinosaurs and sharks were so popular among children. मुझे लगता नहीं था कि this is important. We thought that okay, but now, as per the interests of the children, we have started buying those books so that
Okay.
those books, when the children read, they automatically enhance their lexile and vocabulary, and therefore that impacts their reading everywhere else. And we are also opening our school's library for the parents to come over on Saturdays and after the school gets over to read with their children.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay. Seems
that is
interesting.
something that we've done.
Okay. Okay. One quick last question. So, is there a book or a movie that you would recommend all educationists to see or read?
Yes, one of the movies very close to my heart. I don't know why that is so close to my heart. It is, but I just like it. It's the King's Speech. It's about
Okay.
King George VI. He has this stammer, and because he, being a king, has to actually give a speech, but
Yes.
he has this natural stammer, and then he takes the help of a person who is a speech therapist and a doctor who tells him that this is not a disease but it's a condition, and how to overcome this, and in the whole bargain how it actually changes the personality and the inner self of the person. Because the children who stammer, they also have a negative spiral that they go into, and they start questioning themselves. So making sure that they come out of it and helping them, I think every teacher should know about it, because this is a very
Okay.
common problem young children can have.
Yes. Absolutely. So this brings us to the end of the interview. It was wonderful having a discussion with you. Thank you so much, Mr. Harish.
Thank you, Reshma. It was quite enjoyable for me also.